There are some corners of the universe which have bred the most terrible things. Things which act against everything that we believe in. They must be fought.
And this game is one of those things. Now let me just be clear. I have a high tolerance for boredom and simulation type games. I play Monopoly Tycoon all the time on single player. One of my most played games back in the 90s was Starship Creator, a piece of software for Star Trek Starship Creator. For those of you who don't know what that is, it was a piece of software that today would barely pass as a flash game. It's hardly interactive at all, and it was only on a CD because the internet didn't support gaming back then. But this, as somebody who played E.T. on the Atari 2600 multiple times, I can tell you this is worse, much worse. And you want to know what makes it so much worse? Well, I'll tell you. First of all, I couldn't capture footage for it. I didn't want my first game review to go without footage. But I've spent since early December trying to run all sorts of file recovery software to try and get the footage back that I captured of this. Why did I lose the footage? I'll get back to that in a few minutes. When I saw this in the thrift store, I wasn't expecting much. I mean, I saw this little game for $2, and I'm like, alright, Tycoon game. It's obviously a bargain bin title, but look, I wasn't even sure it would install. So that's how low my expectations were. I mean, look at these system requirements. 8x CD-ROM drive, 300 megabytes of hard drive space, keyboard and mouse. Yeah. But let me tell you, it gets so much worse. I know Take-Two Interactive has released a lot of budget titles, but this has got to be a low point for even their stuff. I mean, this would be low even for EA. When you start it up, you're greeted by complete silence, and that continues. You go through, you start building your mall, and I played this for about 6 hours, and I couldn't figure out how to get one customer into my mall. There are no instructions that show you anything in the game. Not even the game's instruction manual gives you any hints on how. It just tells you how to build the store, which I did, and hire employees, which I did, and start ad campaigns. But at no point did I get a single customer in my mall. And the game plays out with a few sparse canned sound effects and no music. Now you might think I was expecting too much from Mario, but here's the thing. There is music on this game. You go into the menu and select the music option, and each music track runs about 30 seconds, but it only plays when you're in the music menu. Now I asked a friend of mine who's worked in computer programming and in game design, if you make a piece of music playable in the menu, would it be that hard to have it looping in the background of the game? He replied that he's never actually tried this, but that he can't imagine it would be that hard. Yes. So, after 6 hours of complete silence, nobody doing anything in the game, having no feedback from the game on what I was doing wrong, here's what happened. I exit the game. It asked me if I was sure. When I said yes, I didn't know what it was really asking me was, did I want to pay the penalty for getting out of it, for exiting this game? And oh boy, you want to know what that penalty was? It wiped my hard drive. Yes, the makers of this game are such sadistic monsters that if you decide not to spend the rest of your life playing their non-interactive garbage, they'll wipe your hard drive. Yeah, my computer, it went to my Windows background, and then, bam, 2 seconds later, blank screen. I restart my computer, and guess what it says? I get a message from my motherboard manufacturer saying that I need to install an operating system. So, I check my hard drive with a USB cable and find that the whole thing is being read as having been wiped. Yes. You want to get out? This game wiped my hard drive. It was the only thing I was running at the time because I only run the game when I'm capturing footage for a review or a let's play. So yeah, thankfully I had all my important files backed up because I back up all my important files multiple times on Blu-ray discs and DVDs. So I could get all of them back, but I had to spend about a week reinstalling Windows 7 and every game I own. This game, if I wasn't so paranoid about backing up data, this game could have ruined my life. Say what you will about E.T. for the Atari 2600, and believe me, I played it a lot of times because my grandparents used to have an Atari 2600 out on their back porch when I was a kid, and hooked up to an old black and white TV, and one of the games they had in the box with it was E.T. But E.T. never caused any Atari I ever played on to stop working. Holistic Games, who developed this, evil. Take-Two, do you have no quality check? I guess you're the official Nintendo seal of quality for PC games. Oh, but that's not even the worst part about this game.
This game has been holding an $11 price tag plus nearly $4 in shipping, which brings it up to nearly $15, and it has sold out in 3 times since I've been checking it. In December, despite the way too generous 2-star review. And you want to know the worst part? There's Mall Tycoon 2 Deluxe. There's Mall Tycoon 2. That implies that Mall Tycoon 2 had an expansion pack and a Mall Tycoon 3. And you can get all 3 of these stinkers for just under $50.
Well, there's only one appropriate response to a so-called game this evil and sadistic.